morning, everyone. This is day 4 of my staycation. It is 8:20 something, 25 I think, 23. I had a bad night. I tell you what, first order of business today is going to be making a doctor's appointment photo op from my surgeon, because let me tell you, and I complained about that before. Yes, I'm gonna take you out. I think he gave me a hernia. I'm not kidding. Like, it's I start the day and my abdomen hurts and I get bloated all day long, and by the time I go to bed it's like I'm 9 months pregnant. It's awful. So I gotta go and see the doctor because I just can't go on like this. I got a massive headache, but we're not gonna complain. Well, yeah, I am. They all bailed out on the dishes last night, you guys. I gotta do all the last night dishes because I was busy editing. So yeah, I got some cleaning. I'm gonna do all of the cleaning I need to do this morning. Tidy up the kitchen, do some laundry, mop the floors that I didn't do yesterday, and then after that, I'll get going with the end of the quilt. I'm gonna go walk the dogs right now, and then I'll take Edward to band. I'll be right back. Hey, how'd you like my vacation so far? Don't I look like I'm having a blast? It's, I don't know what time it is. I think it's 10:30, something like that. I've been quite productive. I'm trying to do everything I'm supposed to do in terms of house management now so that I can spend the afternoon finishing my quilt. This is Willie, so we're gonna put it here, okay. Because I'm really looking forward to going back to the sewing table, even though we've got nothing but problems with the machine. So you're right, some of you gave me a few hints as to what's going on with the machine. And I know it's a tension problem. And some of you mentioned that you have the exact same problem with your Singer. So it's obviously an issue with the manufacturer itself. It's very difficult to regulate this machine. I mean, it really is. It could be fine for like 30 minutes and then it goes down the tube after 20 minutes. And then what I didn't talk about yesterday was that the other issue was the quilting foot. And I had mentioned it was broken, and I had bought another one, and the other one didn't fit. It was for the newer machines. So the problem with my broken quilting foot is that the needle, for some reason, and I'm sure it's got to do with tension, the needle hits the side of the hoop, and then at the bottom it hits the side of the opening eye for the cover for the feeding dog, because my feeding dogs don't go down. I got to use the cover, remember? Okay, so as a result, and over time, it creates a groove in the hoop, and it creates a groove in the cover, and the thread gets caught in it and snaps, right? So it's just one added challenge. Today I'm just gonna do the binding, put a label in the back, and then I'll be done with it. I do have some errands to run. I gotta go to Target, and I gotta get a new set of headphones with the microphone for Edward. I gotta get olive oil. If you remember, I ran out of that. What else do I need? A bunch, S bags for the vacuum. And a bunch of stupid stuff that I need for the house that I didn't know when I went to the store the other day that I needed. So yes, I'm gonna do that. I gotta bring Edward his lunch. I may go out with Willie again. Matter of fact, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go out with Willie for lunch. We'll bring Edward his lunch. I'll go to Target with Willie to get the stuff I need, and then I'll come back having nothing else to do but the binding on the quilt. And tonight is the first performance of Edward's marching band. So just fair warning, this is just the stuff they learned this week and a little bit over the summer. So it's not going to be like the final look of the performance. As they go through performances during games and competition, they refine it both musically and in terms of the choreography. But I'm really looking forward to it, because it's I promised him that I was going to attend every single one of the games, even though I couldn't care less about football. I'm going to every single one of the games because it's part of the band pit, and they play great jazz music, like fun tunes or whatever. And during, you know what it is, all right? So during the game and intermission, whatever, what do they call it? Halftime. They do stuff. So I'm all excited about that. But this year we got to get really prepared, because last year was our first time. It was the first time it was in a marching band. So we weren't really prepared for chilly nights, and let me tell you, many a night was spent freezing on the bleacher. So this year I'm getting ready. We're gonna buy kitchen chair pads for our bums. We're gonna get a blanket. I should make a quilt, right? When I get a new machine or that one repaired. This is still a little damp, so I'm just gonna leave it over there. Yeah, so that's the story for today. Oh, and I made the appointment for the doctor. He couldn't see me this week. I'm going next Wednesday. And right now I'm starving. I gave Willie his breakfast, but I didn't have any breakfast yet. I was too busy. So I'll have just a yogurt or something, and that's about it. I hope you like those staycation, guys. I mean, it's really me catching up with stuff. Doing cleaning. I mean, there's really nothing glamorous going on in Sophia's life. We knew that already, but now you really have full evidence that there's absolutely nothing glamorous going on in my life. Though I will go get a manicure sometimes before I go back to work. Don't know when. This is upstairs. All right, I see you in a bit. So it's 11:10, and I didn't show you that last night, but since my pressure cooker is working again, I soaked flageolet beans in water last night. And you remember how originally I was going to make those beans? So what I'm going to do is saute the garlic with the herbs, throw the beans in there, and put it on slow cook, because it's 11. Slow cook is going to be 6 hours, so by the time I get there, by the time it's dinner time, they will be nice and soft. But I gotta put a lot of garlic, so yeah, going to be here for about 20 minutes chopping garlic. So I have my pot on brown saute, and all I have in there is garlic, a little bit of vegetable oil. I have some fresh herb from the garden and a big Rutgers tomato from the garden. So I'm just going to saute this and add all the spices I need. So here's some salt. I'll put a little bit more. Pepper. And I have a little bit of dry oregano because mine died. Okay, that's it. You know, not for anything, it takes a lot to run a house. Like, seriously. If you're a stay-at-home mom, my hat's to you, because really, people don't understand. Like, you're constantly busy and doing something. And right now I'm on vacation. I mean, I'm enjoying it. But let's face it, I have not stopped. I'm so glad this is still working. Alright, well, I still have about 6 minutes on the saute function. I just added my beans. And you notice that, yes, I put bacon in there too. You can put sausage if you want. Chicken sausage, turkey sausage, doesn't matter. It's almost like me making Yankee beans, really. Okay, I'm adding 4 cups of water. That should be enough. Because I don't want to make soup. Okay, they're still gonna get a little bit fatter in the pot, and this is going on slow cook for 6 hours. I love this thing. I'm so glad it's still working. Okay. Cancel, blah, blah, menu. Hold on. Handicapped, you know. I really am. I hate having to wear glasses. Slow cook. Boom. 6 hours. So, it is 11:40 almost. I'm going to tidy the kitchen again, not that it needs it, because I already did the board and whatever. And then I'm going to go order the lunch for Edward and drop it off. I'll take Willie with me, and then we'll go to Target. We'll grab a hot dog somewhere. And then I'll come back and quilt. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. When all of this is over and the thing is shipped, probably sometimes after I get my machine fixed, or if I get a new machine, we'll see. Willie, are you dressed? Yeah. Okay, good. We're gonna go out. I'm gonna start a new series because I told you I was gonna quilt, right? And it's gonna be called How Not to Quilt, because you guys have had wonderful advice for me since the video I posted yesterday. Because obviously there's plenty of professional quilters out there, and I don't pretend to be one of them. We know that. So that way you guys can give me all your feedback and I can learn. So that'd be great. How not to quilt. Wait for that series. What's with your hair?
I don't know, I got bad head.
I think you need a haircut.
You've been saying that for the past month.
No, not a month. Come on. You're on the schedule for Saturday for haircut. You and your brother.
Okay.
Alright, put on your shoes. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. It's 2 o'clock. Is it o'clock? Okay, it's 2 o'clock. Just got back. Which, what did we have for lunch? We went to a diner. I had a chicken orzo soup with lots of lemon wedges. That's all I wanted to eat. I'm really not eating all that much. I don't know if you've noticed. But anyway, I'm still fat, regardless. Yeah. Willie had chicken fingers. So then we dropped off Edward's lunch. And then we went to Target. Alright, so here's what I got at Target. Edward needed the replacement headphone speaker thing, so we got that. Got the olive oil, which I needed. I'm gonna try their hazelnut coffee, because I think there's only a few pods left in there. I got the Downy crystal things. I like those. And actually, you know what? You can sprinkle them in your car too, and it smells very nice. I had to replace my charger for my phone, and this one, taking it in different color on purpose because the kids steal my stuff all the time and they destroy chargers. Do your kids destroy chargers? Because mine do. Okay. And then I got 2 cards for birthday. This is for the kids to send the grandma. She'll like that. She's from Florida. And then this is the one we're gonna send, and then we're adding a gift card to Target with that. And then I got more of these little spoons because you guys, I tell you, I don't know what's going on. Look, 3, that's all I have left. I got a gazillion forks, gazillion big spoons and forks and knives, but 3 little spoons. So this is gonna have to get washed. And I got bananas right here. Then I stopped by my post office box to get a box for the quilt, and I got mail from you guys. So I'm not going to show you. This is a letter from Tammy. Tammy, thank you. And then this is from Tracy. Tracy and I, we actually been corresponding for a while, so it's always a pleasure to get a card from her. And then this one is from Vivian in what state? Alabama. Okay, Vivian, I got your letter. And now this one here, I'm hiding the thing. It's perfect because this is Miss Corey in Canada. So here's the deal, right? I do my very best to respond to cards and letters, and I think I'm about 90% on target. I may not always be in, you know, on time, but I do respond. So if you didn't get a card from me, I don't want you to assume that I didn't send it, okay? Because this is what happens a lot to me. You didn't give me your last name. So it was very difficult, I guess, for the postman to find out who you are, okay? And 2, sometimes you guys write your address, your return address in such a way that it is almost practically impossible for me to read it, okay? In particular, if they are addresses that are going outside of the US. Well, most of the time that's the case. So here's a perfect point. This is a perfect case in point. Corey, I sent you a card, but it was sent back to me. So I don't know, it's because you're missing the last name or if I wasn't able to read your Canadian address and write it properly. So guys, I love you. I want to respond to you, but almost every month I get return cards because the address that I have that you gave me is either incomplete or written in such a way that I couldn't really read it and translate it back on the envelope that I'm sending you. I don't know if that makes sense, okay? So I'm not ignoring your cards. I just want to make sure that when you send me stuff, just make sure you write your last name and your full address if you want me to send you something back. Otherwise, just like ignore that, okay? All right, I'm gonna have a coffee and then I'm gonna start quilting. Yes! You see, I'm all excited. It's a challenge and that excites me. I'm nuts. All right, we are back in business. I am finishing this quilt today. Well, I don't know if I'll finish it, but I'll definitely do one side of the binding. So all I'm gonna do is cut the fabric from yesterday. Okay, so I'm gonna sew 2-inch bands. Well, I'm gonna cut 2-inch bands, and I should have enough for the entire quilt, hopefully. If I don't, well, we're gonna have to move on to plan Z at that point. Okay, so 2 inches. These are great, by the way. So here's 1, here's 2. Duh. I'm telling you, I gotta start a series that's called How Not to Quilt.
You should do your first episode.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to agree, Willie.
I always agree.
Okay, have a cutting board. Okay, that's a self-healing cutting board. Okay. 2-inch. Down. Okay, there we go. you listening to Everybody Hurts?
Yeah, it's in this episode of the Gleason Show. Trademarks. We are no copyright strikes.
Everybody Hurts. I like R.E.M. They were a good band. Okay, so hopefully the machine will cooperate today. I'm doing just straight stitches with the regular press of foot. I've got my stitch length at 2. We're right in the middle here for the tension down. We're on automatic here, regular stitch. We're on the right thing. Do I have stuff in my bobbin. You know, I don't know what to tell you. This machine is just, the needle is new. It's just, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so 2-inch strips. So what you can do when you sew strips, look at me like I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so most people would just sew them like this, right? You would go here and you would do a stitch here, and then you would have your band ending looking like this, right? Okay, well, that doesn't have strength. All right, so what you want to do is do it as a miter, okay, which is basically at an angle. So you take them top against top and you do a 90-degree angle like this. You see what I'm doing? Okay, maybe I should do it on the table so you can see what I'm talking about, because I don't know a lot about sewing, but there's a few things I know. Okay, so instead of sewing them like this, right, where you do your stitch like this, and then when you flip it, it would look like that. That doesn't give you a lot of strength. All right, so what you want to do is do an angle like this, right? And it's easier if you visualize it like this, actually. Okay, right? And what you're gonna do is sew straight like that from here to here. So what's gonna happen is that this is going to go like this instead of being a straight, okay? And that's going to give strength to your fabric. In particular when you're doing large bands. This is a small band that's going to be sewn all around as a binding. It doesn't really matter, but you know what? Quilters and people who know how to quilt, they look at things like that. Just a tidbit. Okay, let's go. All right, let's check the tension in the back. Quilters, people who know how to sew, you see what I mean? This is actually the best it's looked in a long time. It's just the tension at the bottom is awful, but it worked. So let's keep moving on. Maybe I'll make it a little tight at the bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna move this a little bit. All right, I put it, I'm adding tension. Let's see how it works. Oh, what a pain in the butt. Okay, so let's see if it's gonna make a difference. Where's my pedal? Here we go. Can you see it? All right, it's a little bit better. All right, we're making improvement. You see how that goes? Okay. All right, so let me do the whole thing, and then we'll start the binding. So for those of you who are real quilters, I hope you're enjoying the committee hour here with Sophia. Okay, for those of you who are not, this is what you do next. Before you press everything, you see where I have my seam right here, right? Hold on, let me open it. Okay, see that? Okay, so what you want to do is cut this part out of the way. Add 1/4 of an inch. When you quilt, all the seams are 1/4 of an inch. There we go. Get rid of that. and then we're gonna press this. Okay, you can press it open. Right, like this, or you can press it one way or the other way. It's up to you. So you go through the whole band and you're getting rid of all of these extra little triangles. Just follow your thread. I wish I could see where my thread is, but this is white on white. It's kind of hard. Right? Okay. Okay, so welcome back to the giant pot holder, also known as my attempt at quilting a tabletop, table pad, whatever you want to call it, for my mother-in-law. Okay, so here's my band, and we're gonna flip this baby over, right? Okay, and I'm gonna start in the middle here because this is where I want the seam. I don't want the seam on the length, I want it here. So basically what you do is that you're going to take your band, right, and you're going to basically match it here, okay, and you're going to do, I'm going to do a 1/4 inch seam right here, okay, and then once that's done, we flip it over like this and you press it, okay, then this gets flipped like this, and then we press that with the machine, okay? And then when you go to the other side, I'm gonna bring this over this way, okay? And roll it. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, right? And the rolling is gonna get pressed again. I don't know if you can see. I don't have a very long zoom. So this part here gets rolled and then this gets hand stitched, all right? Let's go. It's done. I have a feeling this is going to be a disaster. It's all right. I'll say it again. There are no mistakes in quilting. Matter of fact, here's a story for you. When I showed my quilts to the psychiatrist, and all I was doing was pointing out all the mistakes. Look, there's a mistake here, 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 and I didn't do that. And she said, you know, Sophia, when a man builds his own deck and he finishes a deck, right, and he have all his buddies come over, does he actually point out all the mistakes on his deck, or is he just having a beer and enjoying it? And I was like, okay, you're right, you got a point. So just enjoy it. Don't worry about mistakes, okay? I definitely am not. And matter of fact, I just realized, because you really can't make this up, okay? Right in there in the sandwich, I left a safety pin. And I can't take it out. It's a good thing this giant pot holder is really thick because you really can feel it. Well, you got to search and you know, like really, really pat it, and then you find it. But yeah, there's a safety pin left in between. If you're a quilter, have you ever done something like this? I hear stories of people who cut the tablecloth or other pieces of fabric. I even saw a picture the other day on the quilting Facebook post of somebody who sewed a dollar bill with a seam. So you see, we all make mistakes. All right, let's start. A little bit of reverse. Okay, so far this foot is working, but I'm gonna have to help it. look at this. Would you look at this? Look at what my thread underneath looks like. Now I have 9 inches left. 9 inches left, and this is what it does. It worked for 15 minutes, and now this is what I got. So I'm gonna completely undo this, and then we're gonna I'm gonna have to play around until I get this thing right. This is just driving me nuts. Everything else was perfect, no problem whatsoever. You see that beautiful seam, not a problem. And then I round the corner here, and this is the distance from here to here and here and here. This is all I got left to do, and this is what it does. Okay, so you see what I'm doing here? I'm basically folding it over, right, and pressing it. And I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna do that for the whole quilt. Hey, look who's back from band just for dinner, and then I gotta drop him back off. We got pizza today. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah? Are you ready for your performance?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah? I'm excited. So we're having garlic knots, just Willie and I, and then he's having pizza. So we're just gonna spend a good hour together, and then I'll get back to sewing. The end is near. I'm almost done. Okay, so I'm going to sew this by hand. Little stitches, you know, you don't have to do, little stitches. They have to be hidden, but you don't have to do like really tiny, a gazillion stitches. Enough to hold it, basically. So I'm just gonna go ahead and plant this in. Okay. Let's see if I can give you a close-up. And while I'm at it, I got a few threads here and there I gotta remove. Okay, so you see how it looks in the back? Okay, so let me get a close-up for you. I hope you can see what I'm doing. And off we go. Ni la main qu'on m'a fait, ni le bien, tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Something tells me I should not be drinking coffee near this quilt. But I like to live dangerously. No. Okay, I'm 80% done and I'm running out of battery. So what I'm gonna do is stop now. I have about 10 minutes on the timer. That's okay. I'm almost done, so I'll finish it tomorrow. I'm gonna show you where I'm at now. I'm gonna try to give you close up as much as I can. Okay, so this is the binding. Okay, these are just threads that are hanging out. So all the binding is done here. Looks really nice in the back. I did the corners. I don't know if you're gonna show. Come on, focus, focus, focus. Okay, corners are done. All right. In the back, I'm gonna have to do them, and then this here, I gotta remove those stitches. This is the part that needs to be joined. I'll do that tomorrow. Here's the next corner, and the binding. Right on both sides, and this is where I stopped. So I still have this part here and all of this to do, and I'll do it tomorrow. I'm gonna quickly clean up. I'm gonna start editing this video while the battery is recharging, and then I'm gonna say goodbye now. Give me a big thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe. I will see you tomorrow for day 5 of my staycation, in which I'll finish this and start another project, not a quilt, something else. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.